When Soludo says that the candidate of APC, Nicholas Ukachukwu, is not electable and not qualified, Anambra is such a serious state. And to have somebody who's WAEC who cannot vouch for, I don't think it's good for anybody. This is the state of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Emeka Ojukwu, Chinua Achebe, Emeka Anyaoku, Chimamanda. That is their state. And you have somebody who has no credit in maths and in English and even BK, he also got F9. Yeah, well, you see, the reason they brought Uche Ekwunife into the ticket is to make it bearable, tolerable, electable. That's the only reason. You can't go, 8 of you, beat up a female corps member, tear her clothes off her back and all that. There's no law that empowers Agune Chamber or Operation Udogachi to do that. That is what made what they did criminal. That was why the governor ordered their arrest, dismissal, and prosecution. We have a call center. The call center is one of the best you can find in the country. We tell people, if you see something, say something, call 5111, and then we will do something. And if the intel you supply proves to be useful, you can earn as much as 5 million naira.
Whatever the offense may be, are they not bailable? It's not something they can be coming from home to attend to their court cases.
It's not Soludo or the Commissioner of Information that you can appeal to. It's the court. And they have also tried what you have said. They have applied for bail before the courts and they were denied. In a presidential democracy, you have 3 arms of government: the legislature, the judiciary, and the executive. We constitute the executive. The judiciary runs the courts, and they are autonomous. They don't take orders from the governor. And if they are held against their wish, and the High Court in Anambra is holding them, they have access to courts of appeal. Yes, they should appeal. They should go to court of appeal. If they believe they can't get a judgment in Anambra State over their bail, they should go to court of appeal. The fact that they haven't gone to court of appeal means that they are satisfied with their detention.
Okay. Akwa Okuko Tiwaraki, Ekehit, and Onze Jesus, they are not, and they were not the only native doctors to come out to publicly say that they do okite, they do charms. Why are they the only ones that are arrested and detained? Why are they the only ones there?
Who is telling you that? We have over 30-something of them.
Oh, really? There is a popular one in Orivite that is called Man Pass Man. He has come out to say all manner of things about what he does, just like Akwa Okuko. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, this young man is also a club member of where Akwa Okuko is the chairman or president. Now, this Man Pass Man is not just free. He is parading as a commander of either Udogachi or Agune Chamber. He's parading himself on social media with armed men that are wearing the uniforms of Udogachi or Agune Chamber. Why is Man Pass Man free when he's still guilty of the same offense that Akwa Okuko, Ekehit were being held for? Go ahead.
Yeah, because because we are not aware of this claim you are making. So if you know that the man is culpable, please come up with a clear petition. Pass it through me, and we'll pick him up.
But nobody came with a petition against Akwa Okuko or even Ekehit. Whatever that was used against them was gotten from the public domain, and that same public domain, I believe, will serve to when it comes to this particular guy I'm talking about now. Is there anything that is fishy we don't know?
We're not aware. For example, I am not aware. I'm just hearing what you are saying about this man only now. So give me proper information.
Okay, this man is...
and work on it. That is why we say in our new security architecture, we have a call center. A call center is one of the best you can find in the country. We tell people, if you see something, say something, call 5111, and then we will do something. And if the intel you supply proves to be useful, you can earn as much as 5 million naira.
Good news. From anywhere you are in the world, you can now be our guest on BAM. As long as you have an internet connection and a mobile device, you can now be interviewed from our studio anywhere in the world. Contact the numbers on your screen to book a session with us. Of recent, I know na ntemakaro nke gị. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ntemakaro nke gị, and then I am akaro nke gị. What I go of recent, we've been seeing some operatives of Udogachi, going about their duties in a very unworthy manner. Some people complain that they see them on the road doing pack and search and then extorting money from Keke people. And then recently, you saw the news of what they did to a core member, to the extent that somebody went naked. Then after some time, they came out to say that it is not a new news. It happened some time ago, and they then show us the people that were involved. Don't you think that the whole aim of inaugurating such an operation is now being defeated by how they are carrying out their activities?
The one-off incident that you mentioned, what happened in Oba community, sometime in August. You say one-off, like I defined it. One-off is not characterization of Operation Udogachi or Agune Chamber. We cannot use that single brush to tar the over 2,000 men.
I agree.
An operation involving 6 to 8 men.
Agree.
So it's unfair. We cannot say that one-off incident is now typical. No, we can draw the kind of conclusion you are drawing now, if indeed it is widespread, if it is the story we hear every day and everywhere about Operation Udogachi and Agune Chamber. That said, Anambra Vigilante Group, as it was known under the Anambra Vigilante Law 2016, the new law repealed that old law and then brought about the Anambra Homeland Security Law 2025. It is that Homeland Security Law, the new one, that changed the name of Anambra Vigilante to Agune Chamber.
Oh.
So anywhere you see Agune Chamber, you are actually referring to Anambra Vigilante.
Okay.
So they are operating under the new law because they were constituted based on the extant law, the Anambra Homeland Security Law 2025. That said, yes, the legality of their action in Oba is not what is at issue here. They had every legal right to go there in search of Yahoo boys. The law empowers them to do that.
Oh, really?
But the way and manner they went about it is where the problem is. You can't go, 8 of you, beat up a female corps member, tear her clothes off her back, and all that. There's no law that empowers Agune Chamber or Operation Udogachi to do that. That is what made what they did criminal. That was why the governor ordered their arrest, dismissal, and prosecution.
Dr. Law, I'm asking you this as Onya Anambra that you are. Just like you said, maybe some of what they do or say aids criminality in Anambra State, in one way or the other. Since their detention or since they've been detained, do you think the reason why they were arrested, do you think the reason has been curbed in Anambra State? Do you think their criminality, the kidnapping, their insecurity has been managed and has stopped since these people were held, they were arrested February this year? Do you think that whatever reasons they were being arrested have been achieved when it comes to criminality in Anambra State?
Yeah, well, they were not arrested in February. They were arrested much after February.
Okay, sorry about that. I can't
be sure of the date now, but certainly not February.
Okay.
Maybe around April or so.
Okay.
But I can tell you that since February 18, 2025, when Operation Udogachi and Agune Chamber were launched, things have turned around for good and for better in Anambra. A whole month passes without an incident of kidnapping being reported anywhere. That is an improvement. Recently, we saw a peer review released by Nigerian security system, and Anambra State was not even among the first 15 security challenged states in Nigeria. Anambra was around the 17th out of 36. And FCT. That is a tremendous improvement. That's the truth. And I gave you instances to show that indeed there is evidence that security is fully returning to Anambra. In the INEC conducted continuous voter registration exercise and the off-season bi-senatorial election in Anambra South Senatorial District, and the one that happened in Onitsha constituency, Onitsha North constituency 1. It was peaceful. It was violence-free. That is further evidence that security is returning. Otherwise, election wouldn't hold in all the polling units and in all the wards.
I don't need to go anywhere for greener pasture because I'm okay here. You know why? I am into land banking with Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited. Abi una no know say doctors too dey into real estate.
Which people are called Ndi Akodo? Can you Ndi Akodo?
That is
Anambra seems to have a lot of law enforcers. Can they have enforce they have? Akwa ima Ndi Anambra. And we have na. And we buy weje. Ayana anu aya. Now you mentioned that can they Ndi Akodo please? Ndi na Akodo.
I don't know the people in Aponde Akodo. I don't know because there is no a group established by law that the law named Aponde Akodo.
You know what I'm talking about, law. There are people that bear mortar. They call it pestle. There are people that you know what I'm talking about, law. And when they call them anti-tout squad. What are they supposed to do?
I think is the anti-tout law that created the squad.
Okay.
And like the name expressly proclaims, is to take out touting out of Anambra State. And they are doing a great job. If you go to Opiweka, you will agree with me that they are doing a great job. If you doubt me, if you get to Opiweka, just pee on the road there and see what will happen. Just don't pee on the road.
I will not try the Lord my God. There have been banters here and there, The governor has been making some statements that are not going down with a lot of people. And I think as the Minister of Information, a lot of information should be passing through you. What's going on with the governor? He seems to be throwing jabs to a fellow contestant. What's going on?
I want to talk about the one that is more recent. The jabs he threw at his opponents, right?
Yes.
At his opponents. Let me tell you something about electioneering.
Yes.
Anywhere and everywhere in the world.
Yes.
Jabs are thrown by candidates and their supporters. And you do so because there is only one formula for any electioneering process. You try to amplify the strengths of your own candidate and amplify the weaknesses of your opponent. These are the two things that happen in an election. So when Soludo says that the candidate of APC, Nicholas Ukachukwu, is not electable, not qualified, because his educational qualification and certificates point clearly to it, I think it is in order. Anambra is such a serious state. And to have somebody whose WAEC cannot vouch for, I don't think it's good for anybody. This is the state of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Emeka Ojukwu, Chinua Achebe, Emeka Anyaoku, Chimamanda. That is their state. And you have somebody who has no credit in maths and in English and even BK, he also got F9. He should go and face businesses to him. That's the point the governor is making. If you didn't pass your own WAEC, what are you going to tell students? Because you should have a Ministry of Education. The Ministry of Education, you should tell them to take education seriously. What is your certificate telling such people? And you see, that is not to say that certificates can guarantee good governance. No.
Okay.
They put it this way. They say that the monk, right? The hood does not make the monk. But there is no monk without a hood. There is no place in the world where you have transformational and purposeful leadership without some basic education. No, not one. So why should it be Anambra? You don't have a certificate. Let me give you an example with Senator Ifeanyi Ubah.
Okay.
Senator Ifeanyi Ubah noticed that he had that deficiency. Do you know Ifeanyi Ubah, despite his schedule, before my very eyes, took a degree from Base University in law?
Yes.
That's it. So you go out of your way to equip yourself if you want to govern others. That is a point Soludo has made. If I gave you example with Ifeanyi Ubah. Ifeanyi Ubah took a law degree certificate from Base University. I witnessed it because I was with him then. But this person does not have and is not making any effort Is he not going to read the speeches before the world? Will he not go to conferences in and outside Nigeria? Is he not going to articulate
Are you saying he
his
cannot
policy
read?
positions? He can barely read. Don't you listen to him? If you listen to him, he mixes up tenses, which is one way you know an uneducated person. He mixes up tenses. He hardly can string up 2, 3, 4 sentences without committing terrible blunders. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. That's the point Soludo was making. So it is not trivial. It is serious. He needs education to govern Anambra. He needs it because, he does not have to be an expert in anything. Yes, I agree. But he should be able to understand what the experts are saying. He should be able to read reports. He should be able to interrogate policy alternatives. He should be able to hold his own anywhere and everywhere in the world. It is different from the world of buying and selling or land grabbing and estate building and all that. Look, Prince Nicholas Ukachukwu is not electable, he's not qualified. I agree with Soludo.
I want to make healthy living a culture in our society. The time to make exercise, you sweat. That sweat is very important. Ibana garden, bela kukwani very natural food. Or if your body need it, just new day to chukusike.
Dr. Law, why do you
that APC brought upon itself?
Dr. Law, why do you feel like someone that was on the House before now? I think he was elected before now into the House, and then he has succeeded in business. Why do you think he needs?
You see, that
education
is a problem. Now, you see the
succeed
issue,
as a governor.
Have you taken time to look at his records when he was in House of Representatives in 1999 to 2003?
Okay.
Moved no single motion, sponsored no single bill. So what else is the job of a legislator if you can't move motions and you can't pass bills, you can't propose bills? He was a colossal failure in the House, and that was why he couldn't return. He came to Anambra and tried his hand, and then the Anambra refused to elect him. In 2019, he ran for Senate and came a distant fourth. In fact, he holds the worst record by any ABGA candidate in the entire Southeast Nigeria. No ABGA candidate has ever come even third in any election in the Southeast. But he came fourth. And this is the person APC gave their ticket. The person I pity? I pity Uche Ekwunife that joined her reputation with an obvious failure.
You mentioned Uche Ekwunife now. The governor also said so many things about her that didn't go well with her, obviously. Do you think that was necessary? If he was just going for the APC governorship candidate, people would have been like, okay, Oga to Oga. Now he's mentioning the deputy, which is Uche Ekwunife, talking about forging doctorate degree and not handing over to a woman that is married to Anambra Central. Going for Uche Ekwunife, do you think is also part of the whole game and politics?
Yeah, well, you see, the reason they brought Uche Ekwunife into the ticket is to make it bearable, tolerable, electable. That's the only reason they brought Uche Ekwunife into it. So Uche Ekwunife has to collect her own because, she has to collect. This is election. That is politics.
Some of us actually have seen the contestants for the election, and some of us know that Soludo is the best candidate among all of them because whenever you see news about any of them, you see people telling them that Anambra cannot vote for you. Then you still see them coming to steal, Odekana Abakwa Charles Soludo Obelestod, maybe due to how he goes about his campaign and everything.
Onye bu ball ka na-agbata. O Soludo bu ball na.
Ya na nwamba afọ bu ball, onye egwu.
Chali nwamba afọ bịa bu ball.
O bu ball.
Pia tackle. Mana nwoke kpọrọ akpọ ka chinchin.
Mba, confirm.
Etu Maradona Jeje Okocha si agba ball.
Yes.
Fada na fabulu ball fe bulu gie.
Of course. I have asked people, if not Charles Soludo, then who? You want to go?
Then who?
I want to know who. I want to know who. You want to go?
Yeah. For certificate. Let me tell you something. These people are not running to win. They are using the thing as an opportunity to raise money.
Abi?
Yeah. Yes, they will tell APC governors, I better bring money. See, I need you to win this election. But the question is, knowing these people, they are traders. They will not even put 10% of the money the governors of APC will bring into this election. They will use it to recapitalize their business. So it is business they are doing. And some of them are also doing that to prove that they are stakeholders. And being stakeholders, they can get appointments. But they don't need to take this long route now. Just come to Soludo and talk to him nicely.
Abi? Ask nicely.
Yes, nicely. Soludo will take you to Abuja and say, Baba, I beg, find something for this person now. But the problem is, some of them don't have certificates. So what do you tell Tinubu now when you get there?
Inwere akọpụlụ iche ịchọ ka ụwa nọ. Inwe ife dị n'obi ịchọ ikwu gbam. Inwere ife dị omimi ịchọ ka onye ọbụla malụ. Onwere akala aka izole ezo ịchọ ka ụwa fụ na inwe passion for. Bịa na gbam ka ụwa nụ onu iyi. Inwere business ịchọ ikwunye n'ọkụ. Onwe product ịchọ ka o soro na gbam. Ịchọ ka ife ị na-ele, ife ị na-eme na-aga as viral as gbam. We are here for you. Contact the number on your screen. Ka ikwunye n'ọkụ ka ifu na ọ na-eme. Adamuaka, Gbam is the biggest Igbo interview in the world. Come and find out for yourself.